If she lets you touch her hand and doesn't pull away, something deeper has already shifted. That moment isn't accidental. It's permission written in silence. Listen carefully, because this is where most men misunderstand attraction. They think desire explodes in obvious places, loud signals, dramatic moments. But women don't give access that way. Not to the body, not to the heart. Access is earned quietly through safety, timing, and emotional permission. And the hand, her hand, is the gateway most men overlook. When a woman allows you to hold her hand without tension, without stiffness, without that reflexive withdrawal, she isn't just allowing contact, she's allowing presence. From a female psychological lens, the hand is not sexual, but it is intimate. It carries vulnerability. Our hands are exposed, expressive, revealing. We use them to create, to comfort, to protect. When a woman lets you touch her hand and keeps it there, she's letting you into her emotional space before her physical one. She's saying, without words, I feel safe enough with you to stay. And safety is the foundation of desire, not the opposite of it. Here's the truth most men were never taught. Women don't test men with their bodies first. They test men with boundaries, with pace, with subtle invitations that can be missed if you're impatient or ego-driven. The hand test is one of the earliest and most honest signals. If she lets you brush fingers and doesn't tense, if she interlaces them or rests her hand in yours, her nervous system has already accepted you. Attraction begins in the nervous system, not in fantasy. Notice how she behaves in that moment. Is her hand relaxed or rigid? Does she pull away quickly or does she linger? Does she initiate contact later without you prompting it? These details matter more than words ever will. A woman can say she's not ready, but if she keeps reaching for your hand, her emotions are already leaning toward you. Women often feel before they decide. The body knows before the mind catches up. But understand this clearly. This is not a license to escalate recklessly. Men who ruin attraction do it by rushing the moment, by assuming permission for one thing equals permission for all things. That's how trust collapses. When you respect the hand, when you remain grounded and unhurried, you communicate self-control. And self-control is magnetic. It tells her you're not desperate for access, that you don't need to take. You're choosing to be there. A woman watches how you handle small permissions because they predict how you'll handle bigger ones. If you squeeze too hard, if you turn a gentle moment into pressure, she feels it instantly. But if your touch is calm, warm, unassuming, she associates you with peace. And peace is rare. Peace feels like home. Desire grows where the nervous system can rest. This is why so many men get confused. They're looking for bold green lights while ignoring the quiet ones. They chase chemistry instead of connection. But women don't give their bodies to men who excite them alone. They give themselves to men who make them feel understood, seen, and safe while still feeling desired. When she lets you touch her hand and stay there, she's already opened a door. Not to ownership, never ownership, but to emotional access. And emotional access is where real attraction begins. Everything else is just timing. Before this section ends, ask yourself honestly, when was the last time a woman felt calm in your presence? Not impressed, not overwhelmed, just calm. Comment your answer below. Tap like if this shifted your perspective. Subscribe for deeper truths like this. And share this with a friend who needs to hear what most men never learn. Now listen closely, because this is where the meaning deepens. When a woman lets you touch her neck, briefly, naturally, without flinching, something far more serious has already happened inside her. The neck is not just skin, it's trust exposed, it's vulnerability unguarded. From a female psychological perspective, the neck is one of the most defenseless parts of the body. Arteries, breath, pulse, survival instincts live there. So when she allows your hand near her neck and doesn't recoil, her subconscious has already classified you as safe, familiar, and emotionally accepted. Women don't give access to the neck to men they're unsure about. Even animals protect that area instinctively. A woman's nervous system does the same. If she tilts her head slightly, if she leans into your touch instead of away from it, she's not just tolerating you, she's responding. Her body is agreeing before her words ever will. This is the moment where attraction quietly crosses into attachment. Here's what most men get wrong. They assume attraction is about boldness, dominance, or taking control. But women are drawn to attuned men who feel instead of force. When your fingers brush her neck and she relaxes instead of stiffening, she's reading your emotional intelligence. She's sensing whether you're present or hungry, grounded or grasping. The neck test isn't about how confident you are. It's about how aware you are. A woman's neck carries her pulse, her breath, her tension. When she lets you near it, she's allowing you into her emotional rhythm. She's saying, I trust you not to harm me, rush me, or overpower me. And trust is not something women give easily. It's earned through consistency, calm energy, and restraint. Men who understand this don't rush. They let the moment breathe. They don't turn softness into pressure. If you move slowly, if your touch is light and unassuming, her body associates you with safety and anticipation at the same time. That combination is powerful. Safety alone creates comfort. Anticipation alone creates excitement. But together, they create emotional bonding. This is why women can feel deeply connected to a man without ever explaining why. Her body remembers how she felt around you. Pay attention to what happens after. Does she stay close? Does her voice soften? Does her breathing change? These are not random reactions. They're signs her emotional guard has lowered. She may not say she's attached. She may even deny it to herself. But attachment doesn't begin in language. It begins in sensation. Understand this truth. A woman doesn't allow neck contact unless she already sees you as someone who belongs in her space, not owns her, belongs near her. That's a critical distinction. Ownership repels, presence attracts. Men who confuse the two lose everything they almost had. This is also why some men feel women pull away suddenly. They misread permission as entitlement. They move too fast, too hard, too sure, and the nervous system slams the door shut. But when you remain centered, when you don't chase escalation, she moves toward you on her own. Women always move toward what feels safe and steady. Ask yourself honestly before this section ends. When you touch a woman, are you listening to her body or only to your desire? Write your answer in the comments. Hit like if this unlocked something real, subscribe for truths most men never hear, and share this with a friend who's tired of being confused by women. There is another place that reveals far more than most men realize, and it has nothing to do with sexuality on the surface. When a woman lets you place your hand on her upper back, between the shoulder blades, and she doesn't step away, her body has already accepted your leadership. This area is about guidance, not possession. Direction, not control. And women are deeply sensitive to how a man handles this moment. From female psychology, the upper back is where we feel support. Think about it. When someone comforts a child, they place a hand there. When someone guides another through a door or across a street, the hand rests there. It's a signal of protection without dominance. So when a woman allows you to touch her there and remains relaxed, she's allowing you to lead her emotionally, not command her physically. Most men don't understand how powerful this is. They assume leadership is about words, confidence, or making decisions. But leadership is first felt through the body. If your hand on her back feels steady, calm, unhurried, her nervous system reads you as reliable. And reliability is rare. Many men bring chaos into a woman's emotional space without realizing it. Nervous energy, impatience, hidden insecurity. Women feel that instantly. When she allows this contact, she's subconsciously asking a question. Can I trust you to guide without pushing? If your touch is gentle and present, you answer that question correctly. If your touch becomes possessive or impatient, you fail it immediately. This is why some women pull away suddenly after moments that felt promising. The body detected pressure before the mind could explain it. Here's the deeper truth. Women crave masculine direction, but only when it's paired with emotional safety. The upper back is where those two forces meet. It's not intimate in a sexual sense, but it's intimate in a relational one. When she stays close as you guide her, walk with her, or simply stand beside her, she's surrendering a small amount of control. And surrender, when freely given, is a powerful form of attraction. Notice her response. Does she stay within your space? Does she adjust her pace to yours? Does she seem calmer instead of tense? These are signs her body is syncing with yours. Synchrony is the foundation of bonding. Before a woman bonds emotionally, she bonds rhythmically. Movement, breathing, proximity. This is biology, not fantasy. Men who rush past this moment miss everything. They're so focused on escalation that they skip connection. But women don't fall for men who move fast. They fall for men who move with them. A steady hand on the upper back says, "I'm here, I'm grounded, and I don't need to take anything from you." That message is rare and incredibly attractive. Understand this clearly. When she allows that touch, she's not giving you her body, she's giving you trust. And trust is always given before desire deepens. Women don't attach to men who excite them briefly. They attach to men who make their bodies feel regulated, safe, and guided without force. This is why presence matters more than technique. You don't need perfect words or dramatic gestures. You need awareness, calm, control over yourself. When you master that, women don't wonder how you feel about them. They feel how you are with them. And that feeling stays long after the moment ends. Remember this as you move through your life. A woman's body tells the truth long before her mouth ever will. There is one more place that changes everything when a woman allows access to it, and it's one of the most misunderstood signals of all. When she lets you touch her waist, lightly, naturally, without hesitation, and she doesn't tense or step away, her body has already aligned with yours. The waist is not about desire alone. It's about closeness. It's about letting someone into your personal space without armor. From female psychology, the waist is the bridge between independence and intimacy. It's where balance lives. When a woman allows your hand there, she's allowing proximity without fear. She's letting you stand close enough to feel her movement, her rhythm, her presence. This is not accidental. The body never lies about comfort. Women guard their personal space fiercely. They may smile, talk, flirt, but space is different. Space is sacred. When she lets you into that space and stays there, her nervous system has already decided you belong near her, not above her, not behind her, beside her. That distinction matters more than you realize. Most men misinterpret this moment because they're focused on outcome. They think, this means I'm winning. But attraction isn't a competition. It's a process of alignment. When your hand rests at her waist and she subtly leans in instead of away, she's synchronizing with you. Her body is saying, this feels right. And women trust that feeling more than any logical checklist. Here's what she's actually evaluating in that moment. Is your touch steady or uncertain? Is it calm or urgent? Is it respectful or possessive? Women don't fear masculine energy. They fear unstable energy. If your hand communicates calm confidence, she relaxes. If it communicates need or pressure, she closes instantly, sometimes without even knowing why. The waist is also where women feel guided without being controlled. A gentle touch there says, I'm aware of you. I'm present. I'm not trying to take. That creates emotional safety, and emotional safety is what allows attraction to deepen instead of stall. This is why women sometimes say, I just felt comfortable with him, even when they can't explain the chemistry. Comfort doesn't kill attraction. Lack of polarity does, and polarity only exists when safety is present. Notice her response after. Does she remain close longer than necessary? Does she adjust her position to stay within your space? Does she smile differently, softer, slower, more grounded? These are signs her body is enjoying the alignment. She may still be guarded emotionally. She may still say she's unsure, but her body has already voted. Understand this truth clearly. Women don't allow waist contact unless they feel a blend of trust and attraction, not one without the other. Trust without attraction creates friendship. Attraction without trust creates tension. But when both exist, attachment begins to form quietly. Men who succeed with women aren't the ones who escalate fastest. They're the ones who stay present longest. They don't rush the moment. They let it deepen naturally. And that patience communicates abundance. It says, I don't need to force anything. That alone separates you from most men. This is why emotional discipline matters more than technique. A man who can regulate himself becomes a place of regulation for a woman. And when a woman feels regulated around you, she associates you with peace, grounding, and desire all at once. Remember this. When she lets you close enough to touch her waist and stays there, she's already chosen proximity. And proximity is the doorway to connection. Now we arrive at the place that confirms everything that came before. When a woman lets you touch her face, her cheek, her jawline, her chin, and she doesn't pull back, she has already crossed an internal line. This is not casual. This is not accidental. The face is identity. It's where vulnerability lives openly. And women do not give access to it unless emotional permission has already been granted. From female psychology, the face is deeply personal. It carries expression, emotion, history. We protect it instinctively. A touch there is intimate, even without sexuality. It says, I see you. When a woman allows that touch and holds eye contact, or softens her gaze instead of breaking it, her defenses have lowered in a way that cannot be faked. Her body is no longer questioning you, it's responding to you. Most men don't realize how serious this moment is because they're trained to think intimacy starts lower. It doesn't, it starts higher. A woman can allow physical closeness without emotional openness, but she will not allow facial touch without trust. This is why that moment feels electric when it happens. It's not lust, it's recognition. When your hand rests on her face and she leans into it, even slightly, she's accepting emotional closeness. She's allowing herself to be seen by you, and being seen is far more dangerous to a woman than being touched anywhere else. If she lets you there, she's already attached on some level, even if she hasn't admitted it to herself yet. Here's where men either solidify attraction or destroy it completely. If your touch becomes rushed, if you invade instead of connect, if you turn the moment into pressure, her nervous system panics. But if your touch is slow, warm, steady, and unassuming, she feels held rather than taken. That distinction is everything. A woman watches your eyes in this moment. Are you present or are you hungry? Are you grounded or are you chasing validation? Women don't bond with men who want something from them. They bond with men who are fully there with them. When you touch her face without expectation, you communicate emotional maturity. And emotional maturity is rare. Notice what happens next. Her voice may soften, her breathing may slow, she may stay still instead of pulling away. These are signs her body is comfortable surrendering control. And surrender, when it's voluntary, creates deep emotional attachment. This is not manipulation. This is biology responding to safety and presence. Understand this clearly. A woman doesn't allow facial touch unless she already feels emotionally chosen by you and emotionally safe with you. She may still test you, she may still hesitate, but internally, something has settled. You are no longer just an option. You are a presence. This is why men who understand restraint win long-term. They don't rush to claim. They allow connection to build naturally. They let the woman move toward them emotionally instead of trying to pull her physically. And women always chase what feels stable, calm, and grounded. So here is the truth you were never supposed to hear. When a woman lets you touch her face and stays there, she's not asking if you want her. She's asking if you can handle her trust. Now answer this honestly for yourself and put it in the comments. Which matters more in your life right now, being desired or being trusted? If this video gave you clarity, hit the like button so more men hear this truth. Subscribe for deeper insights into female psychology and self-mastery, and share this with a friend who keeps getting close but never quite understands why it slips away.